how are you doing? We're here on the top of the Tower of Gestalt, which is very, very cool. We're on the top of the tower in the middle of the Mort region in Fontaine that you can see from everywhere, and it looks super menacing and all of that. But yeah, we're up here now, and it's because in the last episode, we started solving a lot of things to do about the Narzissenkreuz Ordo. So we've brought all of our friends together, Caterpillar and Seymour and Anne, and together we were trying to put together some puzzle pieces about the identity of Marianne, who we met in the real Anaposis, and who she is. And we've come to the conclusion that there's some sort of power. We know that the Narzissenkreuz Ordo has some sort of power to be able to fuse people's they say fuse people's egos together, but essentially fuse their personalities and consciousness and memories together. And we suspect something like that happened to Marianne and Lyris, two historical figures that lived hundreds of years ago. Lyris being an Oceanid, and Marianne being a human who grew up. Well, I guess Marianne was from an orphanage along with her brother and two other kids who eventually all grew up into adults that ended up fighting each other a lot over their differences in opinion. And there was a lot that happened. Then we fought Jacob, who was one of the other kids who was from the orphanage but then grew up to have some, I don't want to say evil ambitions, but definitely kind of dark. And we learned that Renee, another one of the kids who then grew up, it's implied that then Renee became Narzissenkreuz, the leader of the Narzissenkreuz Ordo, and that their plan is to somehow fend off this apocalypse that's incoming, which appears to be the primordial ocean flooding, except that already happened. I guess it could happen again. There's nothing stopping it. But to stop that from happening, to basically fuse everybody's consciousnesses together so that way everybody lives eternally as this one grouped up entity. It was some sort of really weird thing. By that point, I was starting to get kind of confused. But then here we are. The Narzissenkreuz Ordo base is in this tower. And we're going to go into it at some point. The big doomsday clock fell apart because apparently it hit midnight and the doomsday is about to happen. So now we have to descend, as it says on the map. We must reach the lowest level before the arrival of the apocalypse. So that's what we're doing today. We're still on Act 1 of this quest, but we are going to be getting through that today. Yeah, there was a lot that happened last time. A lot. A lot to recap, a lot of history, a lot of lore, a lot of, bittersweetness. They were once all children who could play together and have fairy tale adventures, but then all grew up to be adults with differing ideas of how to save the world or the necessity of the world needing saving. And soon enough, the Narzissenkreuz Institute and the Narzissenkreuz Adventure Team, the orphanage and the way they played together became the Narzissenkreuz Ordo. An evil or scary organization that wants to fuse everybody together. like in Kirby in the Forgotten Land or something else. I gotta think if there's a better example than that, but you know what I mean. Not necessarily the way I think everybody would want to be saved in the event of another mass flooding. Surely, now that the people of Fontaine will no longer dissolve in the primordial waters, they can still drown, but hopefully there's some other planning in place to address the events of a mass flooding, since it's happened before and could still happen again, and it sounds like it might happen again. Anyway, enough of that. We have to go back in because apparently the danger is imminent, but I just stopped it last night. Yeah, everything is dark in here now and spooky. Yeah, so see the clock up there, the minute hand, or I guess the one hand that it had, fell down. And Jacob, I think, died, is what it was implied, because it crushed him. But nevertheless, it just, the table that was in the middle of the room was destroyed. And now there is a big gaping hole. So let's go deeper. That's what we're up to. It's hard to summarize this, but summarizing it is good because that helps me refresh how much we've figured out by now. What a huge mechanical core! How shall we descend? An optical coupling design, is it? It looks like we need to get all the rays to hit their targets. So how do you do that? There must be some kind of equipment nearby. Have a look around. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we just finished. So that was the end of Act 1. I was like, how much more Act 1 is there? Okay, we're on Act 2 now. Savior's Wake. Well, we are familiar with this type of puzzle. Let's see. Here displayed is the Narzissenkreuz Ordo's optical coupling transmission design. This patent for this design came from our passionate sponsor, Mr. Eliphas. Okay, I don't know who that is. I don't know if they're important. I need to remember who they are for later. Let's hope not. That's not the right button. This is the right button. Okay, we want to move it this way, over to that side. The puzzles will probably get more complicated as we go. That was not right. Good? What is right? It just sort of magneted it on. Okay. There you go. It just took a second. Elevator time! We're on the outside. We're on the outside of the tower. Interesting. Let's see. Like I said, I've never been in this tower before. Okay, yes, we're also familiar with these puzzles. So these are puzzles that have been in this area. So we just gotta... There's one that we have... Oh, we have to hit this bubble. Oh, but they're all evenly spaced apart. So if we just do this, it should be fine. That wave should hit all of them at once. Did it not hit all of them at once? No. They seem to be too far away. What can we do to change this? So they all seem equally distant from each other. So all of these have a little like one fermata above them, which means they all need to be hit at the same time, not sequentially. But all four of them appear to be too far away from this bubble. So I'll have to move the bubble, is that right? How did I do that again? Oh, with this. With this, inevitably. Okay, but where am I going to get a second bubble? Is the only thing. One, okay, you can hit those two. Then I think I need a second bubble. Where would I get that? Does this take me anywhere where I can get a second bubble, or? There is! Alright, I see. So to push that off the edge. Ah! Okay, hold on. But we still... Where'd it go? Where did I drop it? Okay, there it is. There's probably a third bubble somewhere, because we need one bubble, I think, in the middle to strike it, and then it has to hit the two other bubbles at the same time. Or else we need to some kind of attack that can trigger both bubbles at the same time. So this can reach, right? Barely. It can reach. Okay, and then if I push this one back a little, I think it can still reach the two that it needs to reach. Is that right? It should be able to. So is there one attack I can do to hit both of these at the same time? Okay, good. Thank you, little buddies. That seemed to do the trick.
Splendid! More interesting trinkets for me.
Great. How do I get down lower now? Go lower? Oh, so was that not for like the elevator? I thought that was gonna trigger the elevator or something. I mean, I don't know. Am I supposed to go down here? Okay. What are you looking at? You remind me of when we found the first field tiller.
Surprise!
One here. Okay, that should help us.
And voila!
That do it? No. There you go. Ah. Okay. Where does this take us? You know what? We probably don't need to do that right this second. Okay, cool. Elevator. Decode this level's puzzle. No, there's lots of Seymours here. But they're not Seymour. They do not have Seymour's consciousness. Or conscience. No.
Step right up.
Okay, the strategy is to do healing and then you can charge up a whole bunch of these.
Stay calm, stay calm.
Is this different music? Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. There we go. He swiftly took them out. What is this? The machine has begun to run? I see the gears moving. Okay, that door is open. Hang on, before we go in there, anything of note in here? Any pieces of paper left around? Any notes giving us more of a motive? And oh, here we go. Certificate. Madame M. Laveau, formal Narzissenkreuz Ordo member, level 4. After returning home from Natlan, Madame Laveau has since dedicated herself enthusiastically to the grand ideals of Narzissenkreuz. An authority on beauty, she is also highly skilled in divination using redacted, making her very popular with the other ladies. Not only has she provided the Ordo with redacted from Natlan, but she has also contributed greatly to promoting the Ordo's good name in high society. Okay, so that's what this is here, I suppose. They have so many themed things, like all these... What is that? What is this mechanism here? Does this do anything? I'm having so much fun with both like the story aspect and the exploration aspect of this. Like I just feel like I just want to go through and check every little nook and cranny and admire all the little details of the world. Like their branded bookshelves and things like that, and the architecture. And oh, is this the same room? Yeah, this one already has the lights shining there. I guess maybe. Or did that happen because we activated this? Notice these two rooms both have the light on the wall for that. Decode the puzzle. Is there a puzzle here? Okay, what do these lights mean? These lights mean something. Oh, right. This is the room that was unlocked. Okay. Not those ones. But I will remember that, hopefully. Okay, more battles to be had.
Shower me with praise.
Go, do that.
Ship on up.
Good.
Let's get this show on the road. And voila.
Uh-oh. Okay, cool. Lenny, you gotta do your skills so you can heal up.
Now disappear.
Now disappear. Alright, what is this? The machine is beginning to run. Okay, so the lights have now moved down. Okay, there's more gear symbols here. I hope I don't need to have remembered where the positions that they were. Because I already cannot tell you where these green symbols are down here on this level are in relation to where they are in the upper floors. Okay, let's see. These doors have not been opened yet. So we probably have to spin it around to open those doors, I'm presuming. Okay, certificate. Okay, we're learning more about the Narzissenkreuz Ordo members besides Renee and Jacob. And I also thought Marianne and Elaine were part of the Narzissenkreuz Ordo, but now it seems no. They were part of the Narzissenkreuz Institute, which then later on was... The name was borrowed for the Narzissenkreuz Ordo because the name was special to the people who founded it, I assume is what happened. But now we're learning about all these other people. Okay, Mr. Griffin L. Randolph, honorary Narzissenkreuz Ordo member, level 1. Mr. Randolph comes from a long line of wealthy nobles. His generosity has provided the Ordo's archaeological aspirations with ample financial support. Unfortunately, he has remained unable to pass the level 1 tests, despite making several attempts, due to his inability to remember the relevant keywords. On account of his passion, and by the special permission of Mr. Ingold, that's Jacob, who just died last episode, he has been granted honorary membership and level 1 access. Okay. I guess your rules, so... So what happened to all these people? Did they die? Did they die naturally? Did they die naturally because they lived like hundreds of years ago? Or did they get fused together as part of whatever sort of fusion monster you guys are trying to create to save humanity from extinction or whatever your plan is? Eric, redacted. Formal Narzissenkreuz Ordo, I guess it's Ordo member, level 2. A famous historian from the Institute of Natural Philosophy who has dabbled in the study of various ancient civilizations. After the institute disbanded, he joined the Ordo at Mr. Ingold's invitation. He has since continued his research into Remorian civilization. Well, we've been to Remoria, so we could probably share notes if it turns out we actually wanted to work with you and you were still alive. Oh wait, no, we actually want to we want to turn it the other way. We want to open that set of doors right now. I think. Right? Well, I want to open this door. Uh-oh. Ah! Okay, let's see.
Step right up. Water jet.
Good job, guys. I like Farina's little buddies.
On the road.
Okay, more gear symbols. We activate this. Okay, the gear below has been disconnected. Okay, so it can move independently of the other one. Do we want that, right? I assume we want that. Well, let's see. We need to open this door over here. Oh, but that's not... Oh, but that's not changing that. Oh, wait, it is. It's changing the upper gear, but the upper gear, there's also a notch for it. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's changing it the wrong way. Sorry. There's also a notch for it on the top there, so we should be able to get it to... No, wrong way. So it's good. The lower gear... The right door only has a notch on the bottom, whereas the left door has a notch on the bottom and the top. Oh, there we go. That should be good. So we can now open both doors simultaneously. Oh, and then we also need to... Wait, how do I move the bottom gear now? Because once we activate this again... Doesn't do anything. Okay, how do we... With we're moving simultaneously, how do I move the the bottom gear separately then. Because that looks like that's what we have to do, right? Do I have to go back up? Maybe I have to go back up. Up we go! Okay, that's opening those two. No, I don't think there's anything on this floor.
Cue the spotlight.
That's not what I meant to press. How do we... Okay, I can get that power back. How do I reconnect? Oh, wait, why did it move now? Wait, what did I do? You know what? It doesn't matter. Somehow I've solved the problem, I think. Is that right? Where did the light go? It's over there. Nope, this side. Keep moving. There we go. Now it has both. Now it should unlock, right? There you go. It just takes a second. Yay! Alright, next floor. Decode this level's puzzle.
The show begins.
A round of applause. Now
Go.
disappear.
Just have to be able to hit every shot and not die. So don't have that happen to me. It should be fine, right? Go do that. No damage. Switch back to this form.
Here comes the finale. It'll be all right. My show.
No, Winnie!
Fail.
Okay, let's heal you up while we solve this here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Miss. Okay, C. It's blocked there. Giuffria, former Narzissenkreuz Ordo member and a famous dancer. She has been the most generous in her sponsorship of the Ordo and has herself reached level 3. On a certain Sunday, Narzissenkreuz healed her injured leg and awakened her genius. What does that mean? That sounds ominous. That doesn't actually sound that good. What's this? Eiichi Karasawa, former Narzissenkreuz member. Level 1, a scholar from Inazuma staying in Fontaine. He has displayed a great fervor for Narzissenkreuz's teachings and has passed the level 1 test. Though we hoped that he could spread said teachings in Inazuma, he seems to, for reasons his own, prefer living in Fontaine. He's also a romance novelist of some fame, and his work is peppered with hidden Memorian riddles. His success is intimately related to the Ordo's research. Okay. Just let me out. I got trapped behind that bench somehow.
The show.
So we're learning more about some of the members here. Susanna. Okay, there's a lot of redacted things here. Honorary Narzissenkreuz Ordo member level 1. One needs to finish the Ordo's reading list and understand its ideals to reach level 1, though Miss Susanna has not achieved this. The fact is, however, that Mr. Ingold and Master Narzissenkreuz always get the lucky reward whenever they purchase her scones and cookies, which is why, at Mr. Ingold's suggestion, she was made a level 1 honorary member. What do you mean? What mystery with her scones? What sort of benefit could there possibly be? Okay, let's see. We have 2 lights there. There has to be another. Okay, there has to be another door somewhere. Okay, never mind. It's moving up. Was that it for this level? I think that might have been it for this level. I think are we at the bottom? This kind of looks like it would be the bottom. Maybe I should stop playing with things first and take a look around what I'm dealing with first. Let's see. the goal is down there. There's something important in that room, but we haven't unlocked that yet. I mean, we still have to solve this puzzle. Okay, same here. Okay, maybe these drawings are just telling me how many gears there are. So there's 3 gears here, and there was 2 gears for the previous ones. Okay, and that's the elevator we just came on. So probably it can only take us up right now. So let's... Okay, open. Use the above items to activate device. Okay, darn it. Okay, so those glowy things on the ground are probably those items, I assume. Okay, we got this. We need to open those doors. So at the very least, I think that door over there, I can see it would open, right? Oh, it needs 2 of them. This one needs 1 at the top. Why is this lower gear is so low? Okay, hold on. We also need to see if there's any switches at one. There's got to be at least 1 that we can open without using any other switches. And then there's probably a switch inside the compartments. Oh, okay, I see it. Not this one, this side. That door on the right can be opened with the 2 beams that we have so far. Hopefully there should be some other mechanism in there that can help us. Okay, good. I like this. Okay. Yep, there's a switch here. Okay, so we have root cycle. One of the keys designed by the Narzissenkreuz Ordo for the tower. When combined, the keys form a peculiar shape of 3.5 circles for which there is a special explanation. The innermost circle is the cycle of Hyperborea, symbolizing the age when the world is frozen and the lost paradise. Okay. Okay, the middle gear... Oh no, the bottom gear is now moving independently. Uh-oh. Well, I couldn't figure out what happens when one of the gears is moving independently. Okay, let's see though. No, wrong way. Sorry. It's so easy to hit the other one because I'm trying to look around while also activating stuff at the same time. Does that do it? That should open that one, right? Okay. Good. Should be able to get piece number 2. Is this the same explanation? 3.5 circles, for which is a special explanation. The middle circle is the cycle of Natlantian, symbolizing the triumph over the evil dragon, a metaphor for humanity's victory over nature as well as the beasts themselves. Okay. Interesting. Okay, now the 2 gears are together again. So there's only 1 door left to open. But right now they're all separate from each other. Okay, we need the... So this one needs to go... The top one's there. And now can we disconnect the lower one again? Can we? We can! Alright, there we go. And so that moves the lower one, not the upper ones, correct? I'm hoping. Otherwise, I'm not sure how this is going to work. No. Does not. Okay. Okay, so we need to get the lower one into position and then move the upper one. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Put this here. Okay, that's a little bit high, but then it's going to be disconnected. Wait, no, not this door. Which is the door I need to open? It's that side. Okay, sorry. We got this. So now... when I lower the gear, though, is that going to be too low? Oh, then I have to raise the gear up again. Is that... that's right. Ooh, this is such a complicated puzzle. That's what I like. Complicated, but solvable. Probably this thing here would just take me back and forth between where I want to go. So maybe I should have been just doing that. Let's see. Now we have the top beam. Nope, sorry. The top beam. Just a little bit more. Going here. And then we have over here. We activate this one more time. Sorry, not this one. The one on the other side. One more time. I think we got it this time. I think we got it this time. Yay! That should open the door. And the treasure. Excellent. Awesome. The last one. Okay, what is this here? The third and outermost half circle are the cycles of Remoria and Chronaria, symbolizing the relationship between humans and gods. Wow, there's a lot. Who is Chronaria? We've explored all of Remoria and we kind of went through the lore there, but I don't remember that name coming up. Okay, we're ready. Oh, here we go. Here we go. At the bottom. Okay, now we're at the bottom. I estimated the height of the tower, and we're almost at the bottom. We may have to face Narzissenkreuz if we continue to descend. The world is about to welcome its own answer. Will it be destruction or salvation? Or perhaps Narzissenkreuz's version of salvation?
Please, who would want to escape the apocalypse their way? If Paimon has to leave, she'll make Teddy take her away from Tavat.
I'm gonna save everyone. I know, right? Be saved by being fused together with Narzissenkreuz, as I don't think a lot of people would consider that being saved, honestly.
Hey, Paimon wasn't saying she'd just watch everyone bite the dust.
There aren't any riddles or pursuers here, so why don't we get some rest and prepare ourselves here? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Yeah, that's right. Everyone, the door to the next level seems to be locked. Do you require me to put my engine into overdrive to get enough horsepower to break it? No, I think we can probably solve it. That won't be necessary. We've decided to rest and reorganize here anyway, so we should just be cautious and look around for a key. And if we discover that it's a door without a key, then I'll kick it open myself. Nice work, Caterpillar. We don't need to do that. Take a break and talk with everyone. Sounds good. Alright, what's going on, Paimon? Oh, there's a storybook here. Let's see. Okay, well this is a different storybook than the other storybook we read. This is a strange fairy tale with some comments written in purple ink. The rabbit's pocket watch is, in truth, the beginning of the dream. The watch is a precise timekeeper, but the flow of time in dreamland is madness. When the clock chimes, all shall end. Marianne, who people often mistake Lido for. But could it not be that they were at first one and the same? The caterpillar has all the hallmarks of maturity. The pipe, the reading glasses, the knowledge. Yet a larva he remains, not yet a butterfly. One who lacks the confidence to break through a cocoon shall die before ever becoming so. But moths have no mouth parts, and thus they can only leap into the flames. The Queen of Hearts, the one who loved to take heads. The White Knight, who mumbled about his little inventions. The Red Queen. In the end, it was all her dream, and she was a little mother cat. Well, the Red Queen would be Lyris, right? And she was compared to a cat in the previous act, too. What did Paimon say? Something about... yeah, she can't count, but a cat will make sure that if she has a litter of kittens that she will move each and every one and keep going back to check. So even if she can't count, she will make sure she has all of them. Interesting. I wonder what the significance of... What is the story? Because I was only the comments or the annotations in that story.
Teddy, why are people so fond of immersing themselves in a dream? In dreams? Marianne weaves a dream encircling everyone, and Narzissenkreuz is living in his dream of saving the world.
And I'm the one who's worried about tomorrow. So it's understandable if you don't understand Paimon.
Because Paimon is the type to live in the present.
But if it's a dream, you have to wake up eventually.
And there are only two things you can do after waking from a dream. You can try to go right back to sleep and return to the same dream, or you can face yourself in the waking world. And since you've woken up, it's time for breakfast. You can reward yourself with a nice chicken mushroom skewer. It's time to wake up again and bravely face reality for another day. You can do it.
Wait, so that really was foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing? What foreshadowing?
Interesting. Oh yeah, because Paimon was talking earlier about the chicken mushroom skewer she had. So I guess she's talking about it again. Oh, Seymour is looking at all the mecha who have fallen and cannot wake up because they are out of battery or too damaged. Hello. How may I assist? About the Gardamex. Do not worry. All of them are inactive. If we consider their extreme age and the fact that they are early models, the probability of them waking up at all is far from certain. According to the records of those with me, accessing the level below will trigger their activation sequences. At that point, around 60% of them will activate successfully. As for the remaining 40%, it's not guaranteed that they will fail to activate either. So 60% are guaranteed and 40% are not guaranteed, but it's still possible. Great. Well, thankfully, it doesn't seem like there's too many of them in this room, so we should be able to fight as many of them as needed. At least there's a chance the slow march of time has reduced the danger we are about to face. That's true. Maybe they're not in great shape anymore. What are you standing on? You are kind of just floating in midair with most of your paws there. I know there's gears below, but they're moving, so... You're starting to confuse me. Apologies, Mr. Teddy. Oh, no need. It's okay. Any more certificates here? No. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. There's way more mechs than I thought there would be. But we can sit here and hope that they don't wake up, right? Not seeing anything else about any more members. I mean, these look like they could be certificates, but we're not actually seeing anything here. Notes. Red is the foundational principle, the philosopher's stone, while yellow represents gold and mortal temptation. Yellow is simply bait. Red is the final goal. However, Connery would likely seek the truth for gold's sake before turning that truth into a bread production pipeline. Does that have something to do with alchemy? I feel that has something to do with alchemy. Doesn't Albedo talk about Doesn't Albedo talk about the alchemy? Where's Albedo? Hi, Albedo. He's talking about
Negrito is the first step in alchemy, drawing from primordial
he talks
forms.
about Negrito,
is the step in
then
which change
Albedo,
with rubido in alchemy
then
refers
rubido,
to
which
the
is
refining of
red.
Feeling. I feel the refining of my own emotions is also thanks to you.
And then
Citrinitus
Citrinitus
the
is
final
yellow,
stage of
right?
the alchemical transmutation process. The meaning of the object being transmuted has finally been brought to light, becoming gold and revealing its
Becoming
true value.
gold.
I too have found my own
But I
meaning.
remember reading somewhere that it's interesting that he says Citrinitus is the last one because traditionally it's not. But I'm not that familiar with alchemy. I'm more familiar with chemistry. But interesting that that's brought up again here. Connery would likely seek the truth for gold's sake before turning that truth into a bread production pipeline. Yellow is simply bait, red is the final goal. So they're saying red should be the final goal. But when in the order that Albedo lists, yellow is the final. You know what? I don't know if I should be reading too much into this because it's either going to be a really important like Easter egg detail later on, or it's not going to mean that much at all. And there's like no in between. Let's see. There are some of Narzissenkreuz's notes and books here. Interesting as they may be, none of them have a conclusion. Caterpillar, I have a question. Ask away. The members of the Ordo clearly hate Clockwork Mecha. So why are there so many gears in this tower? Now that is an interesting question. But all I can offer is my own conjecture. In my opinion, the theme of this place isn't gears, but bells. The chime of a bell holds a special meaning even for people like Jacob and Narzissenkreuz. That's right. In Anne's story, the bell was the signal of a new loop. As we were trying to finish the fairy tale, every time there was a bell, then there was a new loop in the story. So that's clearly some significance in terms of the fairy tale, but also some significance in terms of the Ordo and the other two, is what you're saying. Special meaning. When the bell tolls, the world ends, the adventure is over, or you simply awaken from the dream. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is where dreams and fantasies are starting to blur together a little bit.
How can I help you, Night Teddy? Both Caterpillar and Seymour are helping out, but I don't seem to be of any use now. Oh, don't worry about it. You've helped us so much at other points. We're a team, and everybody seems to be contributing at different points, and we're all working together on this. Of course, I understand. Though it's obvious that we can just kick it open, we've reached an understanding to do some investigating instead. I suppose this is us trying to mentally prepare ourselves. After a fashion, right? Mr. Teddy, Caterpillar seems to have found the key. Okay.
What have you guys found?
Well, well. Guess what we have stuck between the pages, Teddy? Wow, it's a key!
Indeed. And Seymour's already using sonic imaging to do a rough analysis. It really is the key to that door.
If Fontaine's authorities raided this place before, why didn't they find this?
Perhaps the answer is that it was simply never raided. Having looked through the notes here, I think I can understand why. Why he simply closed the door and quietly left.
What are you trying to say?
It's nothing. Perhaps this is enough. After all, there are clockwork mecha below that may come to life at any second. Time to go. So you're saying, when Alain Guillotine and Neuvillette sealed up this place, there was a reason they didn't investigate in here? But what would that be? I'm not certain I follow, but nevertheless, I assume all of you could... No, you look pretty dead. Some of you look like you could wake up. I am just hoping that you don't. Is there anything over here? Or should I just be scared that there's all of these dormant mecha here that could wake up at any minute? Okay, that's probably important.
Yep.
Investigation log. Come on. Oh no. Okay. Let's see. This report collates various other reports written during the archaeological studies conducted on the temple ruins, including... As the report includes large amounts of... related to said plan, it is only available for internal consumption. It is prohibited to disclose any of the following content in speeches or official publications to external parties. As to how to decipher the stone tablets and bronze slates, we hit a massive roadblock right from the start. Most of the texts previously discovered in older Golden Troop ruins and legacy copies we got from collections were all from Fontaine's early nation-building stage or later, as most of these texts are written in Fontainian script. Okay, should they not be able to read Fontainian script? Or are you saying like we're using some universal language now and the original language is forgotten? Or I don't know. This time we unearthed a great number of antediluvian bronze slates and stone tablets, which all use the ancient Romurian script. Okay. Regarding Romurian characters, they seem to be some form of phonography, of which we currently only recognize a single-digit amount. For the longest time, we treated them like simple musical notes, and we undertook many trials on that basis without any progress. As such, we hit an impasse in our research, until after being reminded by Mr. Eric, we found, in an ancient copy preserved in the Institute of Natural Philosophy, made progress in deciphering the documents. It's the first step in a long journey, but we had already surpassed all previous scholars of the esoteric. Okay, well, we've been to Remoria, so we know that there seems to be a lot of a musical or symphonic base to how they organize their society. So that checks out. Regarding morality, while this might conjure up empty talk of ethics today, it had more practical significance to the ancients. Complete mastery over the body by one's will was considered the consummation of human virtue, a pinnacle that only the gods and the rarest of mortals could come close to attaining. Following moral decay, the will became shackled to bodily form. Willpower withered, and humanity became entirely enslaved to their flesh. The ancients would see this as a separation from civilization's communal body, an eternal sundering from music and the divine, becoming next of kin to beasts. Okay, that was a lot of ideals and things like... You know what? Okay, moving on. Regarding the concepts of spirit and will, just as the people of Sumeria had specialized terminology to illustrate different stages of plant growth, Fontainians had more than 20 words describing water's various aspects. However, the ancient studies and differentiation of the spirit reached heights that we ourselves find challenging to attain. While for the most part it was divided into memory, wishes, soul, and persona, okay, those are the pieces that we got to forge the blade. A spirit's qualities still carried complex distinctions. Among these, the state that came closest to the perfect freedom that divinities possessed was named true will, the detachment of human will with such meticulous research as a jumping-off point. Perhaps it was through this power that the ancients achieved transcendence from the physical realm. Despite this remarkable achievement, they were unable to escape their fate, which appeared preordained. Are you talking about the fact that like the people of Remoria are all these like stone statues that were like immortal? Or are we talking about something completely different? Because that's also possible. Regarding Fortuna, myths, proverbs, and poetry are all that we have compiled so far in connection to Fortuna. These findings deviate significantly from initial expectations. At best, they could be described as vague inferences and a priori assertions, bereft of quantifiability or scientific rigor. They appear exceedingly rudimentary and primitive when compared to the world formula. Furthermore, I guess we don't learn about the furthermore. As expected, this seems to be an attempt to make up for some shortfall. The ancients even made no small amounts of errors in their selection of materials. This was unavoidable. Aside from analysis of the will and the seal of chemical marriage, there was hardly any utility to be found. When faced with the fact that these ancients were deceived by such falsehoods for 1,000 years, one can only wonder if it was a matter of faith or folly. I think I'm missing a lot of context for that. I think even if I have already read all the knowledge I would need to interpret that, that was a lot. That's what fascinates me though, is how, that's what I love about games. Because it's always amazing to me when authors of stories create such vivid and world building that, like, there's this main story, but there's also so much lore that the world expands beyond the main story. And already, this entire storyline is like a side quest to the main Genshin Impact story, and yet there's so much branching lore coming from this adventure here. And the nice thing about video games compared to books, I mean, with books, the author has to describe all of that in words, and you use your imagination to be able to really envision all of these spaces, the imagery, the stories, the kinds of people there, which is really good for your brain. But also what's really cool to me is video games where they get to create the scenery too around you. Like we have this story, but we also get to have this expansive open world. And what's amazing is filling that open world, not just like the physical environment and all of the, like I said, the cool architecture and these buildings, these ancient buildings we get to explore, but also filling all of that with stories and lore. It might be a bit too big for my brain to handle all of this, taking in all this information at once right now, but I just have this huge appreciation for this type of storytelling and video games as a medium for this kind of storytelling, because this is really cool. All right, preparing for a fight, I think. The combat capabilities arrayed here are quite the terrifying sight, as I can see that Caterpillar has turned into Hilichurl form in case we need to fight.
You changed back, Caterpillar.
Well, we do need to be ready for a fight after all. Look, these must be the security installations that were left behind when the tower was sealed. I'm afraid attempting to access the lowest level will trigger their activation sequences. Your guess is correct. I've checked. These clockwork mecha can indeed still be activated. In other words, there's also a possibility that they will fail to activate.
They've been here for all these years?
Well, this is the first time in all these years that the Holy Blade of Narzissenkreuz has been restored. If the design from back then is accurate, the Holy Blade itself is the key that will open the final seal. If everyone's ready, let's get started. With what? Fighting or activating the seal? I guess activating the seal will start the fight. All of you, you've waited patiently to guard this door. And I know you were guarding it for a good purpose. But now we have to unlock it in order to get to the whatever is under here before the bad guys do. So I am sorry. You guys are doing a good job. I'm sorry we have to fight, but it seems we're gonna have to fight. Okay. Let's bring this to an end. When the two of you are attacked, my permissions will activate, authorizing me to take action against the official armed forces. As such, there is no need for concern. Aw, thank you, Seymour. Let's go. The final juncture awaits. Thank you, Caterpillar. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, all of you. This grand adventure we're going on is taking a interesting turn. All right, where are we going now?
Whoa, it feels like the floor is moving.
It's the beginning of the end. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, the tower is sinking! Reactivated mechanism. Special Order 172 Execution Team. Okay, this is coming one at a time. I wish I had my other characters now, considering this is looks like it's gonna be a tough fight. So underneath this tower is just water. This is a floating island. This tower is on a floating island with a mechanism below said floating island. I presume that now that floating island is going to sink and the mechanism on the bottom is going to connect to the sunken floating island now, thus allowing us to reach lower down because we're now, the water gap is now gone, is what I'm guessing is what's about to happen here. Let's see. The only thing that's hard to do with Linny is like he has to stand still and can attack one enemy at a time, but then does tons of damage. Okay, is that it? Okay, these are the remaining ones. Once we're done this, we're done. Oh no, Lynette! Ah!
Let's get this show on the road.
Uh-oh. The health bar up there though looks quite full still. I feel like there's gonna be more enemies after this. Nope, okay. Or maybe there is. I don't know. Okay, yep, it is essentially being plugged into the hole in the bottom. Like a drain.
Night Teddy, Paimon, Caterpillar, Seymour. Is everyone all right?
Yes, it seems we can now proceed deeper down. Let's go, while there's still time.
But there's still a bunch of clockwork mecha here.
Go, now! Leave this area to Seymour and I. We'll regroup at the Narzissenkreuz Ordo. Alright, good luck! There is no need to worry about us. My combat assessment shows a 100% chance of survival. Oh, I hope you're right. You nod to Caterpillar and Seymour, and then you leap through the seal as the seal drops, and on the other side you find... Oh my gosh, where are we going?
Looks like Caterpillar and Seymour are stuck on the other side. Seymour, Caterpillar. Don't worry about the man. They're strong. Besides, we'd agreed that we'd meet back up at the Ordo after all this, didn't we? And don't forget, we're both here with you.
You're right, Paimon. I've seen how strong, smart, and kind you both are. There's nothing to fear with you two here. Nothing to fear at all. That said,
Paimon's a little scared herself.
well, there's no hardship we can't overcome. We have to keep moving forward.
Okay. There's no telling what we'll run into next. Let's be careful.
Oh my gosh, we're at Act 3! Okay, Act 2 was way shorter than Act 3. Alright, where are we? Oh, the tower is just gone. Oh no. Oh, we're by ourselves. Uh-oh. Oh, don't fall in there yet. I'm not ready. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. There's no achievements yet. Oh, co-op mode has been turned off. That's how you know it's serious. Okay. Well, we made it down to the tower. We've made it down, but it seems that whatever is below, not only the tower, but below the sea itself, is where we're going to be headed next. Is the primordial sea really going to come back? I'm getting really into this. Because this story has big implications for all of Fontaine and Remoria and the other parts of Teyvat if things go wrong. But yeah, this is... I still feel like we are part of the Narzissenkreuz. We are the new Narzissenkreuz adventure team, and we are going to save all of Teyvat from the forces of evil that may or may not be helping, but probably not helping that much. I feel like this is just pretty awesome. All right, this is a good place to end off this episode. I'm gonna do the next episode right away, probably. But until then, I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone. I gotta make sure I don't fall. Bye, everyone.